Every investment decision is a decision. Every investment has impact. How you measure that impact and how you value that impact is the choice that each investor makes. At Community Capital Management, we make impact investments that contribute to better community economic development in the United States.
Newberry Hall is a residential housing property in downtown Detroit. It was a property that was going to be demolished, and a few years ago it went through a substantial rehabilitation. Many of the historical features of the property were kept intact, and developers incorporated a variety of sustainable and energy-efficient features to it.
I'm Diane Van Buren, and I am with Zachary & Associates in Detroit.
I'm Ernie Zachary, also with Zachary & Associates. This was the greatest city in the United States. This was the Palo Alto back in the early teens of the century. Everybody came here. So what happened is we had this accelerated depopulation. A city that 1970 was 1.5 million people, and now we're 700,000. My mom said, leave the world in a better place than you found it. So that's what you try and do. You try and make things better.
The idea of partnerships are really critical because you can see that when you have a project like Newberry Hall, that it's not an easy project. You have to have a team that understands the value of the place. So knowing that an organization like Community Capital Management is on your team is pretty important.
Community Capital Management manages over $2 billion in impact place-based investments in the fixed income arena. Our work is the same as a bond manager. We're trying to achieve Barclays Ag returns for our clients, but we're trying to do that in a 100% impact and community economic development context.
I remember the guy letting me in and I fell in love immediately. This place was absolutely phenomenal. So when I tell my friends about the building, they really like it. From a historical preservationist standpoint, they're like, oh, that is really cool. Another friend of mine does heating and cooling for a living. So when he came in, I showed him the geothermal closet and his jaw hit the floor. He's like, wow, you guys have that here?
What I love about Newberry Hall and properties similar to Newberry Hall is when there's multiple positive outcomes as a result of one of the investments that we make.
Choice in the investment context is choosing to incorporate your values into your portfolio decisions from both an allocation point of view, manager selection, and ultimate investment.
Most investors have an allocation in their investment portfolio to fixed income. In the case of what we do, if you could be getting similar returns, but also knowing that the bonds that we are holding in your portfolio are positively impacting your community or your specific impact themes, whether it's environmentally sustainable initiatives or affordable rental housing, if you could actually see what those investments were doing, why wouldn't you want to do that?